Hi, my name is Hezron Springer. By the end of this... Hi, my name is Hezron Springer. By the end of this video, I want you to change your perception on the way you think about your career, your livelihood, and your life in general. Please keep watching until the end of this video because I am just a normal, ordinary person just like you. This is my story. I was 15 at the time. We were just about preparing for our GCSEs. Now everyone's out there revising, going to the library after school, doing whatever, but I'm there playing piano all the time. In fact, just about any break time or lunch time, about 80% of the time you'd see me in the piano room, just playing away because that is what I wanted to do. In fact, it even got to a point where the music teachers there and the peripatetic teachers too got so annoyed that sometimes they had to kick me off entirely. So I'm that guy that used to sleep in lessons, that used to just feel bored every time he used to come into school. And you know what? GCSEs time came around. Most days I would be coming in late to school. I would continuously have detention after detention, not turning up to for some of my lessons. In fact, it got to one point where I was fully booked for being, you guessed it, fully booked in detention. So many teachers wanted me in detention that they had to spread it across days and weeks. Many of the weeks came around where I would have detention every single day for a number of weeks. Most of my exams, I came late to the exam, sometimes rocking in about 10 minutes late. Sometimes with half an hour left on the clock, I would come in late to these GCSE exams. The results came round and opened up my brown wallet. Got a few A's, got a few B's, got a few C's. That was it. I said, let's do the normal thing. Let's go and do my A-levels. So I went to do my A-levels the next year. Again, I was that guy, that piano guy. That's all people knew me for. When it came to GCSEs, you could really just flunk through your lessons. In GCSEs, you don't have to pay attention to pass your exams. You don't. In fact, you probably don't have to come to school to pass your exams in GCSEs. But A-levels is a completely different story. A-levels are hard, man. Really, really hard. For A-levels, I was assigned not music, but music technology, photography and maths. I quite like maths. I got an A in it. There's a few marks off the A star. But I was still that guy. I used to sleep in my lesson. Again, come to school late, come to my lessons late. I just really wasn't bothered about any of the academic stuff. I didn't care. Now, have a good think about this. On paper, I am deemed as a failure. Look, I'm an idiot. Look at my resume. I'm an idiot. Look at the grades I got. I dropped out of A-levels a few months after it started because I said, you know what, I had enough. So here I am, guys. I am an idiot. Look at me. As the title suggests, that's just the half of it. Again, this is my story. So let's rewind back. I was in the piano room all day, practicing hard. I might have not put it in too much towards my GCSEs or to any other of my qualifications, but the key here, I made up for this. Age 15, I taught my first ever piano lesson. At first, I was charging £10 per hour. Just by that, I was already making more than double of minimum wage. Then YouTube began. Now, most of the people around me, in my school, in my college, whatever, they thought I was an idiot, but the few smart ones could see that I was concocting a master plan which would to be the foundation for the rest of my life. And before I continue further, it has worked out. Now, I told you that I came to school late a lot of times, but why was I coming home to school late? Especially in this time, I had a lot of eureka moments on the piano. The piano provided me with the love of my life, what I love to do. And every so often I would have this eureka moment, like, wow, I can't believe this. So I kept on playing, and in turn, by the time I knew it, it was 9:30 and I was late for school. But you know what? It was worth it. It's what I wanted to do. GCSEs came around. At the time, my YouTube was really blowing. I was getting about 20 subscribers per day and an average of between 7,000 to 10,000 views per day. It was blowing. I had something to live for. My life was on track to where I wanted to be. It was going places. So then, I did my GCSEs, came late to school, and I never got the GCSEs that I could have. Then summer rolled around. I practiced my bum off that year, and a load of you will know about my Hiromi story. I fell in love with Hiromi that year, and Hiromi changed my life. She became the musician. She crafted me into the musician that I always knew that I could eventually become. So here I was, this really good musician. I was stuck in class doing photography, not music, but technology and mathematics. I would sleep in school. But what a lot of my friends and my colleagues and my peers didn't realise that I was doing so much more. I was not that guy that was just sleeping in my maths lesson. I was not that guy that was just, you know, rolling around and just behaving the fool all the time. I was doing so much more. I got my first ever proper job on the payroll at Mr. Wing's Earl's Court. Those guys were paying me £25 per hour. A few of my peers started to realise that I was onto something good. But still, my teachers, most of my peers, most of my friends, even my family, just couldn't see where I was going. I was that fool. I was that idiot in the back of the class. It didn't matter what I was achieving. At this point, I now had 10 to 15 students per week. We had now increased the hourly rate to £15 per hour. I thought I was making it. Here I was with GCSEs that had nothing to do with music, that weren't all that spectacular, making 5 times the national minimum wage, and still no one could see it. So again, here I was in A-levels, really bored. I said to myself, I've had enough. I've got to leave. It was March of the year after I started A-levels. That was about a third into the way of the academic year. I said I had enough. I went to my colleagues, to my peers, to my teacher. I told them, look, I'm gonna go. You know, I'm destined for better things than this. I clearly have something going for me. I can do something with my life now. I can see it. My colleagues, my teachers were blinded. One of my teachers said to me, look, you need a backup plan. I'm like, miss, but I have a backup plan. I've got this job. I'm teaching all these people, you know. So if it fails, you know, I still have this. I can do it. She's like, no, you must go and do your A-levels. You must go and study university. Like, miss, I can't, but, miss, if I don't do it now, then I might never have a chance ever again. Even my head of music couldn't see it. At the time, I was starting something completely new and fresh. A solo jazz concert pianist. My teacher was like, is there even a market for that? You can't do it, Hezron, you can't do it. I said to him, great thinkers will make a market for it. And let me tell you something right now, I sure did. I'll get into more of that in a second. So here I was 18 years old. To the outside world, I was a failure. I am a failure at this point. You know, that year taught me a lot. In a lot of ways, maybe I was unqualified. I may have had all these teachers, I may have had this job, but I was unqualified for most of you know, that year I had nothing much to do. Had the teaching here and then, got to play at this restaurant every so often. I was self-supportive, but for the most part I still had not much to do. So I had to make this master plan which I had been conducting for years to finally come together. It was now the time to make it or break it. I grilled so hard. A lot of times I'd be out on the street, walking the street, asking for jobs, handing my CV out. But again, I knew that still wasn't me. That year I got to play in some of London's finest venues. But my family, my peers still didn't believe me, and regrettably I gave in yet again. They forced me to go to a college. So I found a college, Hayes College. It now took up 3 days out of 5 weekdays of my time, 15 hours of my time doing this college. At this point, I was now charging £20 per hour from home and £30 per hour outside for in-home lessons. Things were getting to even more. I started getting more clients. I was on the verge of getting fully booked, but I still wasn't really there yet. Then the second year of my college came together, and that is when things really started to come together. I was fully booked. At this point now, I was charging £25 per hour from home lessons and £35 per hour as a bare minimum for in-home lessons. Things started to really bang and hit, and this leads me to where I am now. No one believed in me until I really had to have the proof. I am so many things. I am a music therapist. I'm a music teacher. I'm a restaurant pianist. I'm a hotel pianist. I am a music director at a club. I am also the resident pianist for what is the biggest regeneration program in London, if not England, if not the whole of Europe. It's amazing how far I've become, and all this with no qualifications, no university degree. Right now I'm still in college and I'm still wasting 15 hours of my life going to this college. By the time next year hits, I'll be making a huge sum more than the national average. I'll be making more than the entry-level teachers. But even though I have accomplished all that, society still doesn't care. They don't care. It doesn't matter what I have, what I've created, what I've done. To them, I will still forever be that idiot in the back of the class. I have achieved so much. I'm now, as of right now, I've just increased my prices to £30 per hour in my house. And I'm now charging up to £60 per hour for in-home lessons. It's absolutely phenomenal. All of this without having to spend 40k on university. I still don't understand. Why am I still deemed a failure just because I don't want to do what society wants me to do? Why am I deemed a failure? Because I am part of the new generation of people who are not willing to spend 40k on university tuition fees plus much more, and able to pay for my food there, my travel costs there, my rent there. Why am I still deemed a failure? I've grown this mega bit, well not mega, but it's for a 19-year-old a decently sized business, but still deemed a failure. I have a waiting list a page long. I no longer have to worry about, when the next client's going to leave. I have the page long. I am in full demand now, and yet I am still deemed a threat to society. In fact, one of my friends asked me, Hezron, what? I told her I'm not going to university, I'm not going. I told her, and then she said to me, Hezron, what are you doing with your life? I said, what I've been doing for the last 4 years. But she still couldn't fathom it. She still couldn't contextualize that I didn't have to go through all those normal, quote, normal routes and achieve a successful life. Because everything that she has been taught so far, which has been told to her, go to high school, do your GCSEs, go to A-levels, sixth form, get good A-levels, go to university, get a good job. But the problem is that she couldn't see that there was a different option to where she needed to go. And I've said this time and again, and no one will believe me. In order to have a successful career, you need to have one or a combination of 3 things. One, the most obvious one, qualifications. I am not saying qualifications are not important. If that's your route, take it. Number 2, products, something to sell, something that people want. And number 3, a brand. A brand is the most important aspect, and that is how the most successful people sell their products. I've got an iPad, an iPhone, an iPad. These are not the most powerful devices, powerful tablets, but you know what? They've got an Apple behind them. And that's what's selling them. And that is what's making them more money than Samsung with the more powerful devices, what they'll ever hope to make, because they've got a brand, and in turn that brand turns into a product, and right there they've got 2 out of those 3 things. I've got number 3, I've got number 2, I have got an amazing strong brand. When people see me playing in concerts, they just see the passion, I'm there smiling, I'm having a fun time, and parents really love this, and for that reason they really, really want me. But yet, after all this, from the ground up, I have accomplished all this, and I am still deemed as a complete failure. And I probably always will be, because these haters, these naysayers, they will keep telling me, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how much you personally achieve, my personal goals. Just for the love of it, I do. It still won't matter, because I will never go to university. I will never get those amazing grades. I will never go to Cambridge or Oxford. I will never fulfill society's needs. And that will forever make me a failure on paper. But once you get to know me, once you've seen my life, what I've done, you understand that there's just more than a piece of paper. And others were revising, and I wasn't, they used to call me idiots. But what was I revising? I was revising the love of my life, the piano. And it's worked out beautifully for me. And in fact, all of my haters, society itself, all the naysayers, you are the ones who have brought me to where I am right now. In fact, if you weren't there, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. All my life, it's been a complete struggle just to prove society wrong, just to prove that you know what, I can do it. And they've pushed me to the point where I couldn't afford to lose. So thank you, all my haters. Thank you, all my naysayers. Thank you for all of you who have called me an idiot, a slob, someone that's done nothing with their life, because it really doesn't matter. I am fulfilled. I get the joy of teaching young kids the passion that I love. I get the thrill to put smiles on people's faces when I'm doing my concerts. I get the thrill to enjoy a happy life. You know, right now, I always used to love shoes. I've got 3 pairs of Huaraches, 3 pairs of Air Maxes. I was an avid fan of kickers throughout high school. I've got more kickers than you could ever dream of. I've got just about every single colour of kickers which you can think of right now. You name it, I've got it. Because I wanted to live the dream and I couldn't help but fail. And I'm 19 and this, I am so excited, guys. I am so excited because this is just the beginning of the life. If I can achieve this now, my God, what can I achieve in a year's time, 2 years' time, 3 years' time? My parents haven't had to buy me a single thing. They have not had to give me presents for the last 3 years. I asked them for not a penny. My iPad I buy myself. My shoes I buy myself. My iPhone 6 Plus with 64 gig of storage I buy myself with insurance. All my shoes are by myself. Lord God, even the food that I eat every single day I buy myself because I've always wanted to be self-sufficient, and I did not let society determine where I will go, where I'm headed and where I am. I told myself from the very beginning, society will not dictate who I am. And that's an ethos I've carried through with myself for years, and I know the ethos is working. It will continue to work because I have people who care. Society will only get you so far, and there comes a point in your life where you gotta say, I can no longer take more of this anymore. I want to do things my own way. There is one thing I still haven't achieved yet. The teaching side of things, like, you know, all the money side of things, I have achieved quite well, but one thing I haven't achieved yet is worldwide recognition for my piano playing. All my students support me, you know, but I haven't got to the level where I'm touring every single country in the world 24/7. That's what I want to do. And I guarantee you, in 3, 4, 5 years time, I'm gonna do another video showing you that I achieved what I wanted because I will not let society dictate my life. And if I don't achieve those things that I wanted, only then will my naysayers, my haters, say that I am a failure. Hey again, guys. I just want to leave you with a few words before we left this video. As I said before, I won't be going to university next year. I won't be taking that normal step. I'll be continuing doing what I've been doing for the last 4 years. Music. It's my life. I'm succeeding in it. I'll be paying all the bills, I'll be paying the rent, the gas, the electricity, the house, you know, the TV bill, I'm paying all of that. I'll be completely self-sufficient. I won't be asking none of my parents for any money. But yet, my family, my friends, yes, my family, my friends, my teachers at my college, that doesn't matter. They still want me to go to university. We've had many arguments, but they still want me to go to university. But I'm like, why spend 40k plus all the other bills when I don't have to? I'm doing fine how it is, right? Why do I have to go? And then I say to them, do I have to go because it's the normal thing to do? Or because it makes sense? But here's the funny thing, guys. Here's the really funny thing. The same teacher which told me that as a backup plan and go to university, do the normal thing, come September, I'll be making more money than her, age 19. Take that for a backup plan, miss.